92.7 WOBM, Shawn Michaels talking today with James Murray.
I love my mommy!
That's right, from Impractical Jokers, and this is no joke. James Murray, along with Darren Wehrmuth, have put together a horror novel that is going to scare you.
He hung there, leaning against the door, tensing for the inevitable crash. Rocks pounded the glass, leaving white shatter marks. Thank God for protective glass. And then a length of rigid steel flipped from the cutter wheel, speared through the cabin's window like it was paper, and impaled itself into the part of his seat his shoulder would have been if the machine hadn't been tilted.
The book is entitled Awakened, and James S. Murray joins us to talk about it, and this is no joke. By the way, can I just call you Murr?
Yes, you can, sir.
How you doing, Murr? What's going on?
How's it going, man? Good morning.
This is a fantastic book. You know, over the weekend I was looking at it, checking it out, and I think that people are going to be pleasantly surprised. You have set out to actually scare people. And this is a serious horror book, and it's a really cool premise, especially for us living in our area, because here we are in Jersey, New York area. It's centered here. So tell us a little bit about this project that you did.
Well, the crazy thing is I wrote the book 14 years ago, long before Jokers. I spent a year of my life writing it. At the end of a year of writing this like fast-paced, action-packed, kind of page-turning thriller, I sent it out to publishers, and it got returned to me unopened by every single one because it was unsolicited. I had no representation. So it sat on my computer for 14 years. And then I sent the same exact book out last year to HarperCollins, and they booked a trilogy from me. How cool is that? And we hit #1 on the international bestseller list.
Unbelievable. And I guess we've got more to come if you just sort of teased at the fact this is going to be a trilogy. So for the premise, we're not going to give a lot away, but it centers around a subway system that I guess basically is linking New York City with Jersey. Is that how it's working?
Finally, yeah. Yeah, like the premise is this. In the near future, New York builds this new high-speed kind of subway train called the Z train. And underneath the East River, they build this gorgeous underwater visitors pavilion. It's like the hub where all the trains meet. The inaugural run of the train in the pavilion is the mayor, the president, press covering the event, and on the train itself is the mayor's wife and 100 lucky New Yorkers. When the train rolls into the underwater pavilion, all the passengers, including the mayor's wife, are missing. There's like a bloodied crimson handprint on the wall, and the windows are shattered outward. And what you come to learn in Awakened is that what's secretly going on underneath New York City is far more terrifying than anything you'd ever imagine.
Wow. Now, when we listened to a little bit of the audio in the beginning, you're talking, I guess, as if you're at that particular point the conductor of the train or someone that's working on the train itself, and you guys still don't quite understand what's going on or what's happening. So I guess that you sort of take us through that perspective, if you will.
Yeah. Well, that's the book opens with a bang, if you will. It grabs you from the beginning, from the first page. It grabs you, and it's like watching an episode of the TV show 24. Like the best episode, if you remember that show.
Yeah.
It's just relentless. The pace that grabs you does not stop.
Now, we can't give it away, but something's been awakened underground. We'll find out, I guess, eventually what that is. So that's what we're dealing with here. Now, let me ask you, you did the audio version of the book. How is that? I mean, you wrote the book. Did you enjoy reading the book or performing the book?
Dude, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It is such a different skill because we almost here's a funny story where we almost made Sal read my audio book as a punishment on the TV show for him. Can you imagine? Because you have to sit in this booth that's like 3 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot with headphones on. It's soundproof, so you feel like you're going insane. It sounds like that, and you have to sit there for 5 days in a row for 8 hours a day reading the book. That's how long it takes. Yeah. And it sounds like a punishment for Jokers. We almost made Sal do it.
That would have been good. Although I don't know. I think you were better off doing it. It's ironic because you have to change characters. Like you said, it's tough to do because one minute you're one person, maybe the next minute you're another person. One minute maybe you're scared, maybe you're mad. Like all these different, you kind of, when you read a book, you don't inflect in your head the way you have to when you're reading it for people to listen to audio-wise.
I know, and the crazy thing is, like, when we wrote the book, I like, one of the characters is French, and I can't speak French, and I can't do a French accent, and I never thought about that when I wrote the book. But when I sat and read the audiobook, when it came to that character's voice, I sound like the candlestick from Beauty and the Beast, you know? It's ridiculous, but it's hysterical.
Well, there is some fun in the book, right? I mean, it's not just all scares. I mean, there are moments of some, lighthearted banter, right?
Yeah, I will tell you, the cool thing about selling it 14 years later is I was able to go back into the book and add in all sorts of secret Joker's references, like little Easter eggs for fans.
Yeah.
So when you read the book, you'll be like, oh my God, so there's a character named Larry. I did write Sal and Q into the book, like they're characters in the book. And Joe was a character, but I changed him. I changed his character in rewrites, so unfortunately he got cut. But if people ask, like, are the guys in the book? And I would tell you that they are in the book, and I kill Sal on the first page. I'm kidding.
So for those Impractical Joker fans, you got to get the book because, like you said, there's little nuggets throughout it, when you're going through it. The book is available, Amazon.com, pretty much everywhere you can find hardbound books, correct?
Yep, and you can go to awakensnovel.com to pick up a copy, or Amazon, Barnes & Noble, what have you. And book number 2, The Brink, comes out next June. Now,
let me ask you, has the book managed to make it into an upcoming episode of Jokers?
Yes, in some ways. They've started to work it into different episodes, and I'm amazed. They have. I'm sure at some point I'm going to be doing like a book signing or a book reading, and they're going to sabotage it. And make
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick. Speaking of Jokers, worst punishment ever would it have to be? What?
Oh, my God. It has to be, I don't know if you ever saw the Danica McKellar, the Winnie Cooper punishment.
The oiled down Murr?
Oh, my God. That was the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Yeah, Danica McKellar, the Wonder Years, they greased you down, put you in a thong, and made you have to actually sit there and have a legitimate conversation with her.
I never talk about a bad first impression.
And you loved her.
I'd eat her, first of all. I was. Everybody loves her. I mean, she was like, if you were, in your 40s.
Yeah.
She was the bomb. From the 80s. That was it. She was my childhood crush.
And you didn't know.
And Alyssa Milano. Come on.
Yeah, but you didn't know Danica McKellar was going to pop up, and then all of a sudden here you are looking like you were, and then there she is, and then the rest is history.
I never imagined that the first time I met her, my nipples would be out.
Oh, come on.
That's cool. You don't have to do any more.
That has been a dream come true to meet you in person.
I wish I could say the same.
And there you go.
Thank you so much.
I don't. Yeah, it's cool.
Hey, now, one of the scenes that we remember because it was local to us here, and we've broadcast from Monmouth Park before, there was an episode of Jokers in which you were selling, I guess it was hot dogs or pretzels or beer or something, but you would never give anybody back their change. You just took whatever they had if they paid for it. Were you running for your life at the end of that episode? Because it looked like you were.
Well, I was being chased. Of course I was running for my life. I was literally being chased by people. Go figure. People lose it when you don't give them like $2 back.
I know. Somebody bought a hot dog for $1 and they gave you a $20 and you just said thank you and on you went. But
yeah, that was my tip. That was a Monmouth racetrack. That's right.
She got her husband and the whole family's walking toward you. Anybody need anything? Go. Step on it. Go.
Yep. Now, let me ask you real quick as we wrap up. We're talking with James Murray, about his new book, Awaken, but we're talking a little bit about Impractical Jokers. I'm going to give you the 3 cast members' name. If you could give me a quick, summary that you would say of each. Okay. Q.
Charming devil.
Joe.
Fearless, no shame.
Okay. Sal.
Adorable Latino.
Is Sal the biggest diva?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're all. I don't think so. Yes.
At home, we are all under the impression that Sal is the biggest diva amongst the Jokers, but that's just us at home.
Well, We're all crazy. We're all neurotic.
And
the show makes us that way. I have no idea if this is even a real interview. I feel like it could be a prank show. They get me because they made me wake up early. I'm in a different time zone than the East Coast right now.
I'll be honest with you. When they first pitched me this, I thought possibly I was being set up for an episode of Jokers, which I would have loved. But, there you go.
You never know.
James Murray, better known as Murr, Practical Jokers. This book, though, seriously, is great horror reading. If you're looking for a great scare, it is a fantastic book. Get it. It's entitled Awakened. And once again, that website to go to, Murr?
Go to awakenednovel.com or anywhere books are sold, like Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
There you go. We'll let you get back to sleep. Murr, thanks for the laughs on TV. Thanks for the scares in this book.
You got it, bud. Thank you so much.
Take care. There he is, James Murray, and he's with us from Impractical Jokers with WOBM.
The cabin bucked hard. His handheld radio hit the ceiling and shattered into pieces. A booming crunch came from the axle area, and finally, the machine juddered to a halt. Shouts echoed in the distance. Grady grasped the still swinging emergency cord and ripped it down. An air horn blasted, alerting workers of a tunnel collapse.
I love my mommy!